But then she ended up charging me, including tax, I believe, $581. I don't know if I left out some cents, but it's slightly under $600, you guys. Hey guys, it's 24 hours post my keratin treatment, so I'm currently filming for Instagram just a little bit and for you guys, so I'll do the best that I can to keep my attention right here. So it's been 24 hours. I went to sleep, and when I went to sleep it felt like something happened to my hair, almost like my hair was kind of toasted and baked, that feeling. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now. And I didn't do anything to it. I just spent my day having it covered, and I didn't do much. I was just indoors and preparing for work because I have work after this. So I'm going to show you that, and then we're going to get into, I'm going to answer a lot of questions and just give you a detailed explanation on what my experience was like. And yeah, so let's go. Let's take it off. I'm super excited. I did see it a little bit earlier, and I did record like a video to show you what it looked like in the middle of the day before it was 24 hours. I think like 12 hours later, so I'll insert that clip somewhere. But here we go. There is the hair. Okay, so what we're gonna do, it feels very lightweight, it feels very silky. I'm gonna try and zoom in my camera so that you guys get like a closer look. I don't know if that's helpful. Yeah, baby. What is it? Guys, my boyfriend's here, so I told him I'm working for a bit. Let me go find out what's up. I'll be back. Okay, he's fine. All is well. He's just checking in on me. Okay, so I will do the best that I can to do this with you because I don't really do sit down videos, and so yeah. Let's get into it. So what I'm gonna do right now is test out the combs. I haven't combed it since because I just felt like my head felt so sensitive since the keratin treatment. So I have a mirror on the side of my camera. I'm gonna be looking at it to help me see what I'm doing, but I will be recording over here. So I'm gonna start with this. It's just like a comb from the brand Goody, and it doesn't feel painful. I'm a little bit afraid to just like comb through because I'm just sensitive head. But yeah, that is actually very easy to comb. It feels like I got a relaxer done, but it's not really relaxer in a way. You can probably tell I experienced a lot of hair loss around my hairline and at the back of my head. She was telling me, the hairdresser was telling me that my hair is not the same length. I will say the roots feels a little bit like they are, like, I don't know how to put it in English, but in Shona, my native language, with a mix of English, it's like really growth at the tips, at the roots. but I'm not too worried about that, as if it's not fully processed at the roots. I can feel that with the comb, but this is gonna probably be my best bet. And then I will try a tail comb to see how that's gonna glide through. And it's still a little bit tense at the roots, but here, like, it's fairly easy to comb it out. Okay, let's move on to a brush. She did use a brush, so let's try that. This is just like my wig brush, so I'm gonna try that. It's definitely easier. Yeah, it's definitely easy. And then obviously I'll use a comb to just like style and everything. So for now, I'm just gonna blow dry my hair so that we get it like up and moving, and then from then on I'm gonna start straightening and explaining the entire process. I'm so excited, so you guys please stay tuned and watch the rest of this video. I hadn't shown you the before pictures, I'm just going to put them somewhere up on the screen so that you see what my hair looked like when it was in cornrows, what my hair looked like when it was out of cornrows, and what I was trying to achieve. If you can ask me right now, like, yesterday, if you had asked me after treatment, like, how did I feel about my hair, I really didn't have anything to say. My partner asked me and I just didn't have anything to say. I think I was just very overwhelmed, and I'll explain. But today I feel really good about my hair. So I use the Conair. Those are the brands that I use for like these hair gadgets and stuff. Even my hair dryer, it's about 4 years old. It is from Conair. So I'm just gonna plug this in, and then we're gonna get right into it immediately. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just gonna section this hair. I brought some clips to, yeah, I have like a clip here, and please bear with me if I'm not really looking directly into the camera. Like, I really need to see how best I can do this properly. I'm just gonna straighten my hair. So wow, where do I even begin? So I have some notes that I wrote down, so I'm just gonna try and explain what I wrote down and kind of like the process, how it, like, what we started with and how it progressed and how we ended. So what is this hair treatment? And I'm gonna need to bring up my Google just so that if I can put it up on the screen, but let me also give you like a Google search explanation. So what is keratin hair treatment? Okay, so what I did to my hair is called a keratin hair treatment, and I might have explained earlier in the video, but pretty much a keratin hair treatment, you guys, you'll see hair coming all over me, and that's fine. According to Google search, a keratin hair treatment is a chemical salon service that applies a keratin based solution to hair to smooth, frizz, add shine, and improve manageability, making hair silkier and reducing blow drying time. The process involves coating hair strands with a protein solution, blow drying and sealing it with a flat iron. While it doesn't permanently straighten hair, it makes hair more manageable, and the effects can last for several months. So how it works: application, so that's pretty much putting a keratin based solution to clean damp hair, and then blow drying to dry the solution, and then flat ironing to seal the keratin onto the hair's cuticle. And then there are benefits and considerations listed on Google, so you can always look that up online. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started. So my hair stylist, she is based in Halifax, and I will put up her Instagram information in the description box, or put it up on the put it up on the screen, and I'll put her information as well in the description box. She does have an Instagram page, so that's really, really good. Okay, so she used a Brazilian keratin hair treatment, pretty much a Brazilian product, and she said that that was one of the best she's tried from Australia, Korea, because she's from South Korea, and she listed another country that I can't remember, probably Canadian, but then she found Brazilian keratin hair treatment to be the best. So yep, that's what she said. So the name of the salon, same thing, I'll put that information in the description box. And then I'm just looking at my notes. So the consultation, we did a consultation initially, and that was for 15 minutes, and that is for free. I can't really say it lasted 15 minutes specifically, like I can't remember. It was fairly easy for me to get to the place, to her salon, because I move around a lot. I actually do quite a lot of exploring, so I kind of had an idea because it's somewhat close to where I go for my sugaring and wax appointments. So yeah, it was fairly easy to get there. So pretty much when we had the consultation, I was just asking the questions like, can it work on my hair? Because I think that was my main concern when I booked. I did let her know in the notes that I have 4C type hair, and she wasn't familiar with 4C type hair, but she didn't say no to getting my hair done. So I did appreciate that. She did show me a picture of someone who's probably like half mixed, so maybe that person is like Black Canadian, and they came in asking for a keratin treatment, and it worked. She ended up going for a straightening for that person, I believe, but it worked out well anyway. That's the closest she had gotten to 4C hair when it comes to keratin. So when it comes, I want to talk about the pros, the cons, and things that I found to be a little bit different for me. So the pros are that I experienced great customer service, and this might not be the best term to put it, customer service, because it's not like sales per se, it's like service, but I'm sure it kind of means the same thing. And I say that because she did a really great job at just like communicating with me, answering all my questions, showing me what I needed to see if I asked to see something, being patient, kind, respectful. She looked good, well presented, well presentable. She looked like she was definitely at work. She took her personal calls or anything private outside of, like she walked out of the salon, and it didn't even interrupt. It didn't experience any interruptions. She has a very beautiful and clean space. But yeah, I'll keep talking about that as well as we go. So she does have a great social media presence, the lady who did my keratin treatment, and I absolutely love that because that's how I found her. I'm such an online person when I'm looking for services nowadays, and so if you have a really good portfolio online, I love that because that's what I need to see. If I see recent posts, that's even more good. It's more incredible. Like, I want that service, I want to come because I know you are there and you are doing these services and your skills are improving. So yeah, she has a really good social media presence and very clear pictures, beautiful curated Instagram. My hairdresser was time conscious. She knew that I needed to pick up my kids at the end of the day. My appointment started at 11 o'clock and it finished at 5 p.m. We didn't anticipate it would go for that long. Online I booked for 3 hours, and the cost was going to be a maximum of $350 Canadian dollars and a minimum of like 200 Canadian dollars. I wasn't sure of the length of my hair, so I picked medium, which meant I was gonna pay, I believe, around 250 or so. But then which then goes to my next point, she most certainly managed my expectations. Guys, I'm not good at straightening. I can't remember when was the last time I did straightening, so please bear with me if this is going in a different direction. So she pretty much set my expectations in a very realistic way and just told me that it looks like, because my hair is very curly, the curl pattern will make us like the keratin treatment will continue for so long than it should be, because of the curl pattern. Like if we want it to really work out, like we would need extra hours. So she had someone coming in at 4 o'clock, and she called the person to kind of push that appointment a bit further to 5:30, and I thought that was a really good thing for her to think of her upcoming client and set her up for success, and by talking to her and letting her know of the changes. And thankfully the client was accommodating, and she ended up coming right as I was leaving at 5 o'clock. So yeah, she definitely set my expectations, and I'll give you guys the full price at the end of the video, so please stay tuned. It's worth the wait, the cost of the entire experience. And so comment below if you have any questions, or if you feel like there's certain parts that you want me to kind of explain or clarify. I'll be happy to do that. So moving on, she did offer me some snacks and some juice and coffee, which was really thoughtful. I usually go to these appointments prepared. I had my books, I had my iPad, because I planned to do some editing for my videos for YouTube. I carried some snacks, I carried a drink, I carried water, just in case, you know, that wasn't offered. But she made sure to offer that for me as an early start, like a mid brunch, and then she offered me more in the afternoon. So I thought that was really thoughtful, and I appreciated that. My hairdresser was accommodating, very accommodating, because I'm a content creator. So I let her know that, hey, I'm a content creator, I'm going to be creating content. I will be bring out my camera. Is it okay if I can bring out my camera and record this experience, because I really like to talk about it on my social media platforms accounts? And she said yes. And so I'm glad that I did ask for consent, and you know, I did the best that I could to film. Of course, there were instances where I really had to kind of like record much less, because I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure she doesn't get like content creators coming to get their hair done all the time, so to have a camera up in your face, it's not a familiar thing. It can be uncomfortable. I did make sure to let her know that I will not include her face in my videos. I will just take certain angles to show the work that she was doing on my hair. But I do appreciate her for being so accommodating and understanding and allowing me to record this experience. We had really good conversations. I don't know, I just feel like we just really connected with a good vibe. We talked about a whole bunch of things, a lot of things about life, a lot of things about milestones, and I really appreciated like the patience we had for each other, because we have really different accents, and you know, we really did the best that we could to listen and hear each other and talk and give each other space to talk. And it was really good. This was like a girl chat, like catch ups, and I know that that's not always everybody's experience, but I'm thankful that that was my experience with her. So back to the hair, I'm just really trying to straighten like what she did yesterday, and I'll explain why I'm also straightening it. And I'm not the best straightener, guys, but please bear with me. I'm just really trying. Okay, so when it comes to the cons, oh no, we have more pros. She has a clean and quiet environment, like her salon. The bathroom was very clean and tidy. Everything you need is in there, so that definitely boosted up my mood. I really love that. Really good music, how can I miss that? Oh my gosh, she had this R&B playing, because her salon is inside like a bigger salon, and the music was just like spot on. R&B 90s, loved that. That's why most of the videos will have music over them, so that to avoid copyright. She had a reliable payment method. She did not ask me to come to pay a deposit. I just find that to be an odd experience for me to put a down payment for a deposit. I tried that at another place, and it was now non-refundable, but then I wanted to cancel, but the cancellation notice was sent much late. Anyway, point is, find me a place with no deposit, I will be happy to go. So, and she didn't ask me to come with my hair washed and clean and not oily, and all these expectations that are now there nowadays. Hairdressers, I completely understand why you would want your client to come like that, but for me, I just made sure my hair was unplaited, unbraided, and it worked out well. She didn't say to me, why is your hair like dirty or not washed? No. But I guess it depends. But yeah, I really appreciated that she just washed my hair. Even though she wasn't familiar with washing like 4C hair, she found it really difficult to clean it, but I understand that. Yeah, she had a QR code for me to sign into her Instagram, so that was really cute, although I'd already seen her Instagram. And she did plug me in on like some really good spots for me to go get my lashes and my nails done. And generally, guys, I felt really welcomed by her, to be honest. Like, she is a person who genuinely has, we spoke about her career, she has a lot of experience. And if you are thinking of trying a keratin hair treatment in Halifax, that's a good place to go. It really is. I felt really welcomed. I had a really good experience. So moving forward to the cons, honestly, the keratin hair treatment, it itches. So initially, I'm just going to explain briefly on like what happened. So I walked into the space, her salon space. We talked in between the whole snacks and coffee and just like the consultation, we started the process. So initially, she washed my hair and she used a wash, I believe, in a conditioner. I do appreciate knowing what products she was using, but at the same time I was trying to capture content, so I didn't really ask much about that. She did wash my hair, and that was such a relaxing hair wash, very relaxing. And I'll talk about that when it comes to the different parts that I like, the new experiences I felt with her. So after that, I sat in a chair and she blow dried my hair. Okay, so that was very different as well, because her blow drying my hair was pretty much like that. And it's like, when you have 4C hair, we usually blow dry our hair with a comb inside so that you really pull out the knots. I think that would have made it easier for her, but I understand that I guess 99 probably % of her clients are not like black women, so that's completely understandable why she would have a blow dry that is just like that one. I found that she didn't even use a comb to pull out the hair, and probably it's just from a place of not realizing that she can also use that as a way to help detangle the hair, but that's okay. And then she started to apply the keratin. So she pretty much takes each strand of the hair and apply like the treatment. You guys, it starts to itch after each area she does, like, it starts to itch, and that was really uncomfortable. Like, I had been thinking before I left home, like, oh, if this works out perfectly for me, maybe I'll bring my daughter when she turns 15. Like, no, it's still just a struggle, you know what I mean? The same thing that you kind of go through when you're doing relaxa, when you're itching and it's hot and it's burning and it's itching, like something like that, but it's like a mild itch. And she said to me, like, if I scratch it'll get worse, I just really need to let it go. But I found that when she got to another space, it got a little bit better, and then this space would itch, and then it would get better if she moved to another space. That itch just really reminded me of like just somewhat of like the black girl struggle that we go through with our hair, just to try and make it more manageable and easier. She said everybody experiences that, but she's also experienced that itch, but it's just like, why? You know what I mean? It's not pain, but it's still uncomfortable. So after that, she did the whole hair. It took a lot of time for her to finish each and every strand, and then I went under this machine, I don't know what it's called, to heat up my hair, so that locks in the keratin treatment. After that, I went for that happened for like probably an hour of that hair. I'll put a video on the screen if I can. So this is the treatment that she used for my hair. She did give me some, I don't know, it's probably the treatment with the conditioner, I believe, and she said I can use this. I'll actually call her and ask again, but she said I can use this when I then wash my hair. So right now I can't wash my hair, I can't swim, I can't put chlorine or like too much heat or just do too much with my hair or tie it in a ponytail, because it's still very sensitive and the product still needs to like settle. And I'm not going to be doing any of that stuff. Ouch, that really hurt. So moving forward, after that machine treatment, the heat locked in the the keratin. I went for a wash. She washed my hair, brought me back in the chair, blow dried my hair, and then she started to straighten. That's the longest part. I think it took 3 hours for her to literally straighten every single, like she would straighten like these inner, like the tiniest hair. Like she was so detailed, and I did appreciate that she did really put in the work. At some point I was really worried for her because she had been standing for a really long time. She did respect that, even though sometimes when we're not chatting, I was editing and doing my content stuff, and she didn't like interrupt me, or you know, we gave each other space and time to in between chatting, and like just really her doing her job and me just being there. So after that straightening, we had to go back and wash my hair again, and that was a very confusing stage for me. Like, girl, time and why? And she said that there's still chemical, we really need to go wash that out again. So we washed my hair again, but that was very quick. 5 minutes. I sat for 5 minutes after the wash. Even initially I sat for 5 minutes after the wash, and then I went back into the salon space, because she has 2 different spaces for hair washing and her the salon where I sit down. And then when I was back in the chair, she started to blow dry my hair again with no comb or anything, just like, you know, and she was detangling using her fingers, and that's something that I'm not familiar with as well. It made it a little bit more painful, but not something that I can't manage. So after that second wash, we blow dried the hair. She started to she said she wasn't going to really straighten the hair. She did straighten a little bit, I believe. I can't remember whether she straightened my hair or not, but I don't think she did. And eventually she put some heat protectant in my hair, of course, which is something that I'll need to buy, that she has in stock. But she has like a Korean brand, and I trust that brand, and it smelled so good on my hair. And then yeah, by 5 o'clock we were done, and then I said goodbye, and then her other client had arrived, and then she cleaned up, and then I left. The different things, I found that the hair washing was very different. It's very Korean based and skilled. It's nice. Like it's like a massage in your hair. I just loved it, to be quite honest, how she washed my hair. She really gets into like the I don't know, like it's like the really tense and like parts of my hair. I don't know how to pronounce it or explain. Guys, that's so good. If you ever had a Korean experience when it comes to beauty and maintenance, you know what I'm talking about. And then the detangling process, like I mentioned, she was using her fingers like that. I didn't really understand that. It made it a little bit more painful for me, but maybe that's the experience, right? Blow drying was very much like I mentioned, just like this, with no comb in it, and it made it longer, or I don't know, less detangling for me. So yeah, I guess that was also learning how she kind of does things. And then yeah, pretty much, guys. Yeah, and then the last thing I wanted to share with you is the promo. So she does have a promo if you're interested in going now, as I am just posted this video, or maybe sometime later. If you do a Google review for her, which I'm yet to do, in an Instagram follow, you get 10% off on any service, I believe. And then she did give me this conditioner, like I mentioned, to go. I'll have to keep it. I'm keeping it far from the kids, of course, because that's a coffee cup. And then she did check in 24 hours later. She sent me a DM, and we're just gonna read it together. She said, hey, I've just been busy, so that's why I haven't gotten back to her. She said, thanks again for coming. I loved having you. If you get a chance, a quick Google review would mean a lot to me. And she said, hi, the serums have arrived. Anytime you can come, but before you come to the salon, let me know how's your new hair. So she has the hair serum that I'm gonna get for the hair. So I haven't replied. I will reply. How's the new hair? It's absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm still getting used to it. I worry that it could break easily, so I'm very conscious of that. I just had a really good experience, to be honest, and I feel like I'm gonna edit all this content. That's another thing that's on my mind, and I'm working this weekend, so I'm very swamped with what I need to do. As you can tell, like, I straightened the hair. It is straight, but it's 4C hair. So she had initially said to me, you know, it's a 50% chance that my hair will straighten, but I think it worked out even better. At the end of it, she said, wow, that's probably even more. It looked like a 75% chance. My hair is short due to a lot of breakage, which is very unfortunate on my part. But then I can't wash my hair for the first week. I will wash it, or rather for a few days. I will wash it sometime next week with a keratin shampoo specifically that I ordered on Amazon. It's coming, and then I can use this Moroccan oil for now, but I should get a heat protectant, and I can wash my hair once a week, and I can straighten it and just blow dry it and leave the house and go. I'm not sure when I'll be able to do braids or like do a protective hairstyle, but so far I'm experiencing little to no hair loss or breakage or anything, which is really nice. Yeah. I don't know if my hair will grow. I think that's something that we'll see, and she said I should be back in about 3 months to do another keratin treatment to allow the hair to get used to the treatment. So it's pretty much like a relaxer, but a more realistic relaxer experience, if I can say so. Like, I'm not sure if I'm even explaining that well, but it's like I still have volume and body, you know. Unlike with relaxer, you kind of lose all of that, and it's a permanent, you know, treatment. But with this, like, I can, my hair is not moving, of course, it's 4C type, but you know, I have a little bit of wiggle room to do that, and I can wear a headband when I go to work tonight, and then I can do my edges. I think that's like the highlight for me. So while I do my edges, let's get into the cost and close this video. If you watched this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. At the end of the consultation, because initially she had told me that the cost would be about $100 per hour, I thought, okay, I was very clear with her, and I said, am I really gonna be paying around $700 for this? And she said, oh, no, of course we're not gonna get that far. I'm using the Shining Gem. And so she did say that no, we're not gonna get that, pay that much, but it took time. And at some point, you know, my hairdresser was saying, you know, we really need to be very like spot on with this treatment because we want it to come out so well, so we're not gonna rush. Because at some point she was trying to rush herself, and then she was just honest with me that, look, I'm not gonna rush this process. I don't know if I'm allowed to put edge control, but I'm just gonna put it. I'll put very little. But then she ended up charging me, including tax, I believe, $581. I don't know if I left out some cents, but it's slightly under $600. You guys, I think that's why I've been a little bit unwell, because that is a lot of money for a keratin treatment that's gonna last me about 3 months. Because with keratin treatment, your hair just goes back to its natural state after a while, but the more you get it done, the more your hair becomes like straight, manageable, easy to do. She's curious to do straightening on my hair. I don't know what straightening looks like or what that process entails, but we shall see if I'll be interested in that. It's very expensive, I'll be completely honest with you. I did think about it, and I said, you know, I could have saved to buy a camera to create content, but then I already have a camera right now, so you know, and I hardly treat myself. I do work. I can easily get this money back, to be quite honest, but with very little work that I will have done on top of that, because of my line of work pays very well. But still, it's very expensive. It's very expensive. Was it worth it? We shall see, to be quite honest. but it's very expensive. I believe it's a very expensive treatment, especially when you're starting. So likely if I go in 3 months time, around December, or in 3 months time, I'll use less hours and it's less expensive. But it was a 10 out of 10 experience. I feel like experience for me justifies the cost. But for my hair, we shall see. It's just a little different for me, and we'll see. My worry is breakage, but so far I'll tell you, no breakage at all that I've experienced. But we'll see when I wash it. And yeah, styling it, honestly, I'm a middle part girl. I'm just gonna stick to middle part and probably get the cute headbands and just keep it like this, since I can't do a pony or anything like that, and or braid it or put it in a protective style. Yeah, thank you so much for taking time to watch this really lengthy video on my keratin treatment. Do I recommend this? I don't know, guys. Like, you just really need to do your research and really think about it. I had been thinking about it. I saw a few videos of people who had just done it at home, at a salon. Just take your time, and think about it. I don't know what's next for me from this point. Financially, I'll really have to think about that a little bit more. But I'm so thankful to my hairdresser. If you're watching this, thank you so much. You really gave me an incredible experience, and I will get back to you. I'm just in the mix of reorganizing my life right now. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please comment, please share this video. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of natural hair girls and women and ladies who are considering getting a keratin hair treatment on 4C type hair. That's my hair. Please share this video, share it, share the link to everybody who is interested, and so that they can also see what the process entails and what it looks like. But okay, sorry guys, my video cut off. I think I reached like the maximum time, but please make sure to comment, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.